Growing up, Eugene struggled to maintain connections with people and always believed they would eventually hate and leave him. He never really had a choice when it came to the people in his life. His father chose who he should surround himself with and made him cut off anyone he deemed unworthy of being Eugene's friend. His father is a prominent attorney who only worked with wealthy, influential clients, defending them, regardless of whether they were guilty or what crime they committed. He never lost a case, and his reputation reflected that. He always made sure to win, even if it meant faking evidence to protect his clients. He had done exactly that to the father of Eugene's only true friend growing up, framing him for a hit-and-run committed by a politician's son. The man who worked as the politician's driver was sent to prison. After that, Eugene's friend moved away with his mother, but before leaving, he made sure Eugene knew just how much he hated him. Since then, Eugene stopped trying to make friends on his own and simply went along with the ones his father chose for him. As his father's only child, Eugene became the target for the victims affected by his father's cases. He was kidnapped and attacked multiple times, which led to paranoia and anxiety. He constantly felt like someone was watching him and suffered from frequent nightmares, making it hard for him to sleep. His father didn't take him seriously and brushed it off as all being in his head. At school, Eugene had someone he had been interested in for a while, Ajax. Ajax was the son of a well-known Mafia boss, and rumors said he was just as brutal as his father. Most people avoided him, except those who secretly bought drugs from him. At first, Eugene only watched from afar, thinking that having someone like Ajax by his side might protect him from anyone who tried to hurt him. But soon, he found himself thinking about Ajax in a different way, and slowly, he started falling for him. One day, feeling rebellious after a fight with his dad, Eugene decided to do something he knew his father would never approve of. He walked up to Ajax, who was smoking in his usual spot behind the school. As he approached, he called out, "Hey!" Ajax looked around, then back at Eugene. "Are you talking to me?" Eugene nodded, and Ajax smirked, intrigued, as Eugene stepped closer, nervously. Eugene stuttered a little, but went straight to the point. "Do you have a girlfriend or boyfriend?" Ajax narrowed his eyes, curious. "What if I don't? Then, are you interested in dating me?" Eugene asked. Ajax scanned him from head to toe, still intrigued. No one had ever approached him just to talk, let alone ask something like that. People usually came to him only to buy drugs. After a pause, Ajax said, "Yes." Eugene's eyes widened, not expecting such a quick answer. Then Ajax stepped closer, slid his hand around Eugene's back, and grabbed his butt, leaning in. Their lips barely brushed as he spoke in a low, flirty tone. "Since we're dating now, you don't mind if you know." Eugene understood what he meant and closed the gap between them, kissing him. Ajax pulled back from the kiss, slightly surprised. "You're really okay with having sex with me?" he asked. Eugene nodded. "If that's what you want." Ajax sneered. "You're interesting. I like you. What's your name again?" "Eugene." Ajax nodded thoughtfully, then kissed him on the cheek. "See you around, Eugene." With a smirk, he walked away. Eugene bit his lip, excited. In class, Eugene kept sneaking glances at Ajax instead of paying attention. When Ajax caught him looking, he winked, making Eugene turn away quickly, flustered. As soon as the school day ended, Eugene packed his things quickly to catch up with Ajax, who was already heading out the door. He caught up to him and walked beside him. "Can we walk home together?" he asked. Ajax turned to him. "Is someone bullying you? I don't mind breaking a neck or two." Eugene shook his head. "No one's bullying me. I just want us to walk home together, like the other couples in school." Ajax looked at him for a second. "Are you really serious about dating me?" Eugene nodded. "Why?" "Because I like you." Ajax raised an eyebrow. "Why do you like me?" Eugene went quiet. He wasn't even sure himself. "Do I need a reason to?" Ajax sighed. "Where do you live?" Eugene smiled and told him. Ajax walked him home, but Eugene made him leave before they got too close to the house. He didn't want his father to find out after all. Still, it was the first time Eugene walked home without feeling like someone was watching or following him. In the following days, Eugene started following Ajax around everywhere in school, and eventually Ajax gave in. Somehow, Eugene managed to make him fall in love with him. They officially started dating, and the time Eugene spent with Ajax became the happiest moments of his life. Ajax, who was usually indifferent with everyone else, showed a soft and gentle side only when he was with Eugene. One day, Eugene's father told him about a wealthy client whose daughter, Celine, would be transferring to his school. He instructed Eugene to get close to her and, if possible, start a romantic relationship. It could benefit their family. Eugene was about to tell his father about Ajax, but just then, a scene from a movie came on the TV showing two men kissing. His father made disgusted comments and turned to him, warning him not to be like them, for his own good and for the family's reputation. That moment made Eugene realize his father would never accept his relationship with Ajax. If he ever found out, he might go as far as having Ajax thrown in prison. It didn't help that Ajax sold drugs at school and was the son of a mafia. Eugene didn't want to be the reason someone he cared about had their life ruined again. On the day Celine transferred, Eugene's father reminded him, once again, to get close to her. It felt more like an order than a suggestion. Afraid of what his father could do, Eugene did as he was told. Approaching her wasn't hard. They'd met once before at a business dinner his father made him attend, and they had gotten along well. Before long, Eugene started spending more time with Celine than with Ajax. Ajax grew more and more frustrated and annoyed, and eventually confronted him, asking what was going on between him and Celine. Overwhelmed with fear and his thoughts about his father, Eugene suddenly blurted out that they should break up, that he didn't love Ajax anymore. He regretted it instantly, but the words were already out. He thought maybe it was better to end things now, rather than have it end worse later because of his father. Ajax just stared at him in silence, giving Eugene a chance to take it back or say it was a joke, but Eugene didn't. Ajax's expression darkened. He nodded, looking betrayed, and turned and walked away without saying a word. Eugene was heartbroken, unsure if he had made the right decision. Ajax's silence that hurt the most. In the days that followed, Ajax barely showed up to school. Eugene only saw him during exams or when Ajax came by to deliver drugs to a student. Eugene wanted to, but deep down, he believed that continuing their relationship would only lead to more pain for both of them. Soon they graduated. Years passed, and Eugene and Ajax hadn't been in contact. Eugene and Celine had tried being in a romantic relationship as his father wanted, but it didn't even last a day. Eugene couldn't forget Ajax, and Celine noticed. Though romance was impossible between them, Celine and Eugene became genuine friends and had remained close ever since. One day, while riding through the city on his new motorbike, Ajax spotted Eugene walking down the street. His heart unexpectedly stirred with excitement at the sight of him after all this time, until he saw Celine beside him. The excitement quickly turned into irritation. He was about to ride off when suddenly, a black van pulled up, and two men jumped out, dragging Eugene and Celine inside. Ajax stopped. He told himself he didn't care, but before he knew it, his bike was chasing after the van. He sped up and blocked the vehicle's path with his motorcycle. The men inside jumped out, trying to intimidate him, but Ajax beat them all within seconds. Amid the chaos, Celine took the chance to escape the van with Eugene, who looked shaken, embracing him. Seeing that, Ajax's irritation spiked, the sting of heartbreak returning. Before he could think, he struck Eugene in the neck, right at the pressure point that made him pass out. Celine gasped in shock, but before she could scream, Ajax knocked her out too, leaving her by the side of the road. Then he took Eugene with him. When Eugene came to, he found himself tied to a chair in a cold basement. Panic set in instantly. Tears welled up in his eyes as he struggled against the ropes. That's when he saw Ajax, sitting in front of him, helmet off, smirking. Relief washed over Eugene the moment he recognized him. Ajax. He breathed out. Ajax raised a hand in greeting. Hi, long time no see. Eugene. Eugene blinked. Did you bring me here and tie me up? Ajax shrugged, casually. Obviously. Why? Eugene's voice trembled, then his eyes widened. Wait, Celine, where is she? What did you do to her? Ajax rolled his eyes. Relax. Will you die if you two are separated for a few hours? I just left her by the road. Hopefully, she hasn't been run over by a car. Can you untie me, please? Eugene pleaded, trying harder to break free. Ajax leaned in. Why? So you can go rescue your little girlfriend? Don't worry, Ajax added. I have no plans to keep you here long. I've moved on. Just wanted to vent some old anger and frustration, you know? Eugene's heart ached at those words. Moved on, of course. What did he expect? I'm sorry, he mumbled. Ajax narrowed his eyes. For what? Eugene opened his mouth, but no words came out. Ajax scoffed, shook his head, and stood up, walking out. Moments later, one of Ajax's men came in and untied Eugene, leading him out of the house. Eugene glanced around, hoping to catch a glimpse of Ajax, but he was nowhere to be seen. Just as he stepped outside, a car screeched to a stop in front of him, nearly hitting him. The window rolled down. It was Ajax. "Get in, I'll drop you off," he said flatly. Eugene smiled, heart fluttering a little, and went to open the passenger door. "It's locked," he said. "I know," Ajax replied. "The passenger seat's reserved only for special people. The back seat door is open." Eugene's smile faded. "Oh." He quietly walked to the back and got in. The drive was silent for a while. Eugene tried breaking the tension, asking small questions, how Ajax had been, what he was up to, but Ajax ignored everyone. Until Eugene asked, "Why are driving me home?" Ajax mumbled, "I'm wondering that myself." Reaching his place and getting down, Ajax drove away before Eugene could even wave goodbye. At night, Ajax kept tossing in bed, thinking about the men who had tried to kidnap Eugene, and feeling a strong urge to protect him in case they came back. He tried convincing himself that he didn't care, but it didn't work. In the end, he found himself calling his men to find out Eugene's schedule. He was just going to watch and protect him from afar. He learned that Eugene was still in school, a medical student. The next day, he found himself on his motorbike, heading to Eugene's school. When he got there, it seemed the class was still in session, so he sneaked into the lecture hall, settling in the back seat. He spotted Eugene right away, keeping his eyes on him and also scanning for anyone who looked suspicious. While sitting there, getting bored and not understanding a word of what was being said, he suddenly noticed everyone turning to look at him. The lecturer had called on him to answer a question. Ajax scratched his head, having no idea what the answer was. He didn't even understand the question. Eugene, who had now noticed Ajax and was surprised to see him there, tried mouthing the answer, but Ajax just didn't get it. He stood up and walked out of the lecture hall. Eugene couldn't help but chuckle at his act. After that class, Eugene had a few more, and by the time he was done, it was already night. As he headed to his car, he glanced around, hoping Ajax might still be there. But of course, he must have left by now. Disappointed, he made his way to the street where his car was parked. Then he noticed a person on a motorcycle with a helmet, following him. He panicked, walking faster, and the motorbike sped up as well. As it got closer, Eugene froze, squatted down, hugged himself, and began shaking, tears welling up in his eyes. The motorcycle stopped beside him, and he heard Ajax's voice. "Hey, it's me." Eugene let out a sigh of relief, wiping his tears and standing up, trying to smile. Ajax took off his helmet, trying not to look too concerned, but the worry was clear in his voice. "Are you okay?" he asked. Eugene nodded slightly. Seeing a tear still hanging from Eugene's eyelash, Ajax instinctively reached out to wipe it but stopped himself. He put his helmet back on. "If you're okay, then I'm leaving." As he was about to start the bike, Eugene grabbed the tip of his jacket to stop him. "Can you drop me home?" Eugene asked. Ajax looked back. "Didn't you drive here?" Eugene lied and said he didn't. Ajax knew it wasn't true, but he gave in anyway and told him to hop on the bike. Before Eugene could sit, Ajax grabbed an extra helmet and gently put it on him. Eugene sat on the bike, leaving a small gap between them and not holding onto Ajax. Ajax sighed in frustration, grabbed Eugene's arms, and wrapped them around his own waist. "If you want to fall off a bike, do it on someone else's, not mine." Just before they could ride away, a female voice called out to Eugene. It was Celine. The moment he saw her, Eugene immediately got down to talk to her. Watching them, Ajax frowned in annoyance and sped off. By the time Eugene realized, Ajax was already gone. Frustrated, he headed straight to his father's study. "I think I'm getting soft. Got anyone you need beaten? Let me take over," Ajax said bluntly. His father gave him a teasing smile. "Boy problems, Eugene?" Ajax sighed, rolling his eyes. "I heard you had him tied up in your torture basement but let him go untouched. Even dropped him off yourself." His father continued. "You've still got a soft spot for him." "I don't," Ajax denied. His father leaned back. "Then you won't mind if I put a bullet through his head?" "No one hurts my son and gets away with it," Ajax snapped. "No, you can't kill him." His father chuckled. Knew it. You couldn't even say a word to him while he dumped you. I remember hearing you sobbing in your room for days. Ajax immediately defended himself. You must be mistaken. I've never cried in my life, except for my first cry when I was born. His father smirked. Your red, puffy eyes must have been an infection then. You are a simp, and that's fine. Ajax raised a brow. And who did I get that from? In the following days, Ajax threw himself into work, trying not to think about Eugene. But despite everything, he still had some of his men keeping watch, just to make sure Eugene was safe. Every day, Eugene looked around, hoping Ajax would show up again, but he never did. He missed him, regretted being a coward and letting him go. Time passed, but his feelings for Ajax didn't fade, not even a little. With Ajax's old number still saved on his phone, Eugene finally texted him, "Hey." A big part of him hoped Ajax still used the number, then the message ticked read. Overjoyed, Eugene quickly added, "You left your helmet with me the other day. Want me to bring it to you?" Ajax didn't need the helmet at all, but he still replied, saying he'd come get it himself. The next minute, he was on his bike, heading to Eugene's school. When he arrived, he spotted Celine in a car, kissing another guy. Wanting to show Eugene that the girl he left him for was cheating, Ajax marched straight to the car. Before they could react, he knocked them both out with a single hit each. He drove the car to his place, tied them up in the torture basement, then returned to the school for Eugene. When they met, Ajax smirked. "I've got a surprise for you." Eugene's face lit up, curious and excited. Ajax got him on the back of his bike and took him home, leading him down to the basement. Eugene was dumbfounded as he saw Celine and her boyfriend tied up. He rushed to them, quickly starting to untie Celine. "Did you do this?" Eugene asked. Ajax shrugged. "Obviously." Eugene raised an eyebrow. "Is kidnapping people your hobby?" "Nice observation," Ajax replied dryly. Eugene asked, "But why? Why did you kidnap them?" "I just wanted to show you how your little girlfriend was cheating on you with that dude," Ajax said. "Just like you cheated on me with her." Celine's boyfriend spoke up. "How is it cheating with my own girlfriend?" Ajax's eyes scanned the three of them. "Is this some kind of throuple situation?" Celine finally spoke. "Eugene and I are not dating. We're just friends. He never cheated on you. We did try to date once. That is long after you two broke up. It didn't work out because he still only had you in his heart, and he still does." Ajax scoffed in disbelief, storming off. Eugene stared at the door, regret flooding over him once again. Ajax stormed to his room, slamming the door, pacing with a mix of emotions. As Eugene finished untying Celine and her boyfriend, leaving with them, he scanned the room for Ajax. Just as he turned around, Ajax appeared, grabbing him by the hand and pulling him toward his room. Without giving Eugene a chance to speak, Ajax asked, "What was your little girlfriend talking about? You never stopped loving me? Then why lie about not loving me anymore and break up with me?" Eugene's face fell. He sighed deeply, telling him all about the issue with his father. Ajax stared at him, eyes narrowing. "So, you broke up with me to play hero? Do you want me to applaud you for it? Do I look like someone who can't handle your father and needs your protection? I could just kill him or something. You didn't need to do all that." Eugene's eyes flashed with frustration. "You can't kill him. He's still my father." Ajax ran a hand through his hair, exasperated. "You know what? Forget it. It doesn't matter anymore. We're already broken up, and I've already moved on. We shouldn't see each other anymore. You can leave now." Eugene stood still, his face aching with hurt. Tears threatened to spill from his eyes. Ajax's gaze softened for just a moment before he turned away. "You can leave whenever you're ready." Eugene watched him go, his heart torn. He thought to himself, Ajax must have hurt like he was hurting now when he broke up with him before. In the following days, Ajax really tried to stop caring about Eugene and move on. He didn't even have his men watch over him anymore. It was tough, but he was determined. Eugene, respecting Ajax's wish to stay apart, kept his distance, though he missed him more than he had when they broke up years ago. Back then, he hadn't even tried to move on. One night, while preparing for bed, Eugene heard someone trying to open his door. His paranoia and anxiety, always making him feel like someone was watching or after him, flared up, but this time, there was definitely someone trying to break in. His legs shook as he cautiously peeked through the door's peephole and saw a masked man attempting to pick the lock. Panicked, Eugene bolted back to his room, his legs nearly giving out beneath him, and grabbed his phone. With no other option, he dove under the bed, his mind racing. Through his blurry vision, filled with tears and shaking hands, all he could think of was calling Ajax. Desperate, Eugene called repeatedly, but Ajax didn't answer. Ajax initially stopped himself from picking up, but after seeing Eugene's numerous attempts, he figured something must be wrong. Just as the call stopped, he dialed Eugene back. Eugene picked up immediately, his voice trembling with fear. That was all Ajax needed to hear. He grabbed his bike, speeding towards Eugene's place without hesitation. The intruder had already forced his way inside and was calling for Eugene, confident he was in the house. As the intruder entered Eugene's room, about to uncover the bed, a loud thud echoed through the room. The intruder dropped to the floor, blood spilling from his head. Eugene, frozen and overwhelmed, slowly crawled out from under the bed. He looked up to see Ajax standing there, gun in hand. For a moment, Eugene wanted to run to him, to throw himself into Ajax's arms, but his legs wouldn't move. Ajax stepped toward him, but Eugene instinctively stepped back. Frustration flashed across Ajax's face as he sighed and turned to walk out. Before Eugene could process everything, Ajax's men filed in, quickly cleaning up the scene and taking care of the body. Eugene stood there, still in shock, as everything had happened so rapidly. Getting himself together, he fumbled through his drawer for his pills. Illegal pills he had been using for a while now, which helped him sleep, made him feel relaxed, and replaced his nightmares with sweet dreams. He had already taken his dose for the night, but still shaken from the incident, he took another to calm himself down. Grabbing his phone, he texted Ajax after a moment's hesitation. "Have you left?" Of course he had. Ajax, still waiting outside, went in immediately upon seeing the text. Eugene was caught off guard by Ajax, holding the pills. He tried to hide them behind him, but Ajax had already seen. Ajax asked, "What are you hiding?" Eugene shook his head, "Nothing." Ajax walked over and snatched the container from Eugene. Opening it, he immediately recognized the type of pill. He asked, "Since when do you take these kinds of pills?" Eugene replied, "It's just a sleeping medicine, prescribed from the hospital." Ajax said, "Please, look again. Who are you trying to fool?" Eugene gave in, "Okay, fine. It is what you think it is. But why are you acting like you didn't use to sell these kinds of drugs to students, back in school?" Ajax replied, "I don't care what other people choose to do with their lives, or if they want to ruin them with drugs, but I won't let someone I care about do that." Eugene's face brightened with a wide smile. "You still care about me." He went and embraced Ajax tightly. Ajax remarked, "Weren't you scared of me a while ago? Why are you hugging me now?" Eugene pulled away from the hug. "I wasn't scared of you. I was just shocked in the moment. Plus, I've never seen someone die right in front of me. But I'm fine now." He said that with a wide smile still on his face. Ajax frowned, pinching Eugene's mouth open. "Did you already eat the pill?" Eugene nodded playfully. Ajax sighed. "How long have you been taking it?" Eugene counted on his fingers, and in the end said, "I don't remember." Ajax asked, his voice full of concern as he cupped Eugene's face, "Why did you start taking it? Are you going through something where you need it to cope?" Eugene, still enthusiastic, began telling Ajax all about his father, being a target of his victims, his paranoia, nightmares, and anxiety. Ajax felt like he hadn't been a good partner to Eugene before, never noticing these signs in him. He had only ever seen Eugene smile, and so enthusiastic. Ajax pulled Eugene into a hug, caressing his hair. He felt Eugene's temperature rise, and just then Eugene went unconscious. Ajax panicked, quickly carrying him to drive him to the hospital. After getting there and having Eugene checked, Ajax was told that Eugene had passed out due to a drug overdose and stress. It wasn't surprising. Ajax sat quietly beside Eugene, staring at his peaceful, sleeping face. He looked so calm, you'd never guess he was going through anything. The next morning, Eugene opened his eyes and found himself in the hospital. He figured Ajax must have brought him. Looking around and not seeing him, he assumed Ajax had left. He got up, intending to get himself discharged and leave. As he was walking down the hall, he heard Ajax's voice. "Where are you going?" Eugene turned, surprised and happy deep down, to see Ajax standing there. Ajax walked up to him, took his hand, and walked him back to the bed. Ajax asked again, "Where were you going?" Eugene replied, "I thought you left." Ajax shook his head. "Why would I leave when you're still here?" Eugene gave a small, weak smile. Then Ajax brought out a bowl of porridge. "I went to get you something to eat when you woke up. he said. He glanced at the porridge, then back at Eugene. Do you still like coconut rice porridge? Eugene nodded. Ajax let out a relieved sigh. That's great. He scooped a spoonful and held it out. Eugene blinked, a bit taken aback. Huh? He reached out for the bowl. I can eat on my own. Ajax gently pulled the bowl back. No, you can't. Now open your mouth. Eugene gave in and opened his mouth, letting Ajax feed him. Not long after, the doctor came by to check on Eugene again and said he could be discharged. But Ajax objected, saying he wanted every part and organ in Eugene's body checked first. Eugene protested, saying he was fine and it wasn't necessary. But Ajax insisted if Eugene wanted to leave, he had to do the full checkup. In the end, Eugene went through with it. Thankfully, everything came out fine. Finally leaving the hospital, they headed to the car. Eugene reached for the back seat door to sit, but Ajax stopped him and opened the front passenger door instead. Eugene looked at him emotional. He never thought he'd get the chance to sit in Ajax's passenger seat again. Without realizing it, tears welled up in his eyes. Ajax noticed and asked gently, "What's wrong?" Eugene quickly shook his head. "It's nothing," and got in. As they drove, Eugene said quietly, "I'm sorry for calling you. I know you said you didn't want to see me again, but I couldn't think of anyone else." Ajax responded immediately, "You did good, and you can call me for anything, anytime, even if it's just to talk about your day." Eugene turned to look at him, overwhelmed. Then Ajax asked, "Why didn't you ever tell me back then that you were going through something like this? You were always smiling, keeping everything to yourself. Did you not trust me enough to share your worries with me?" Eugene shook his head quickly. "No, I was just genuinely happy when I was with you. Being around you made me forget everything else." Ajax let out a long sigh. Then he said, "I'm sorry." Eugene glanced at him, wondering what he was apologizing for. Ajax continued, "I shouldn't have shot that intruder in front of you. And I shouldn't have abducted you that time. You must have been terrified. I'm sorry." Eugene shook his head. "It's fine." Ajax replied, "No, it's not." He looked at Eugene. "Can you stop hiding things from me? Whatever's going on in your life, whatever you're feeling, I want to know. Even if it's just a finger pain, or if you're just hungry." Eugene didn't answer right away. He just stared at Ajax. Ajax pulled the car to a stop and turned to him. "I'm waiting for your answer." Eugene finally nodded. "Okay." Ajax smiled in satisfaction and started driving again. When they arrived at Eugene's house, Eugene hesitated at the door. Ajax asked, "Will you be okay on your own after I leave?" Eugene stood silently. Truthfully, he wouldn't be. Then Ajax asked, "What if I asked you to stay at my place until you're really okay?" Eugene immediately agreed. Ajax went in to help him pack a few things, and together they headed to Ajax's place. Once there, Ajax showed Eugene to a room right next to his own. "If you need anything," he said, "just knock on my door." That night, Eugene tossed and turned in bed, unable to fall asleep. His mind kept drifting to the pills. He needed them. Without them, sleep felt impossible. Sitting up, he grabbed his phone, biting his nails as he debated whether to order a new batch. Eventually, he gave in and searched for the site he used to buy from. But to his dismay, it was gone. Frustrated, he called the number of the delivery service that used to bring them to him. When someone finally answered, they told him the factory had shut down. Desperately, Eugene asked if there were any pills left in circulation, anything that had already been made, but was told the product had been wiped from the market entirely. Unbeknownst to Eugene, this was all Ajax's doing. He had made sure those pills would never reach Eugene again. Eugene sat frozen, dejected and restless. Finally, he got up and went to Ajax's room, knocking. No answer. Assuming Ajax wasn't in, he tried the door. It was unlocked. He stepped in and began searching, opening drawers and checking under things, hoping to find the one Ajax had taken from him. "Looking for something?" Ajax's voice came from behind. Startled, Eugene froze. "Nothing," he muttered, then brushed past him and rushed back to his room. Ajax sighed, concern lining his face. He knew exactly what Eugene had been looking for. To release his growing frustration, Eugene stepped into the bathroom and took a cold shower. When he got out, towel wrapped loosely around his waist, there was a knock at the door. He opened it, surprised to find Ajax standing there. "If you're having trouble sleeping," Ajax said, "do you want to try sleeping with me?" Eugene blinked. "Huh?" A small confused smile tugged at the corners of his lips. Ajax flicked his forehead lightly. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's not what you think. Eugene gave a sheepish grin. Ajax asked, so, do you want a minute to get dressed, or can I come in now? Looking down at himself, Eugene muttered, give me a minute. He gently closed the door, quickly pulled on a shirt and shorts, then opened it again to let Ajax in. As Ajax walked in, he stepped closer to Eugene and reached up to touch his damp hair. You're going to bed with your hair wet? Eugene had completely forgotten. Without another word, Ajax grabbed a hairdryer and plugged it in. He made Eugene sit on the bed, gently drying his hair. After drying his hair, they both settled into bed, laying side by side in silence, facing each other. Staring at Eugene, Ajax thought to himself, I'm going to find everyone who ever hurt you and make them pay. He didn't realize he'd said it out loud until Eugene blinked at him and softly asked, are you going to kill them? Ajax met his eyes. What do you want me to do to them? Eugene was quiet for a moment before replying, nothing. In the end, they're victims too. They wouldn't have wanted to hurt me if my dad hadn't unjustly put them, or their loved ones in prison. He looked up at Ajax, voice gentle. Can you please not hurt anyone else? No matter the situation. Ajax sighed, but nodded. Okay, fine. Then added, can you come with me somewhere tomorrow, after your class? Eugene nodded without asking where. As they lay there, Eugene made subtle movements towards Ajax. Ajax noticed and just reached out, gently pulled Eugene into his arms. Eugene's face rested against Ajax's neck, and Ajax tucked his chin over Eugene's head, slowly running his fingers through his hair. For the first time in a long while, Eugene fell asleep peacefully. No pills, no nightmares. The next morning, dressed and ready for class, Eugene stepped out of the room and froze at the sight of a group of guards waiting for him. Ajax, standing nearby, nodded toward them. They'll be accompanying you to school from now on, and wherever else you go. Eugene blinked. All of them? Ajax gave a firm nod. Eugene gave him a look. Don't you think that's a bit too much? Ajax crossed his arms. Honestly, I think it's not enough. Maybe I should add. No. Eugene cut in quickly. They're enough. Definitely enough. Ajax smirked. Okay then. He drove Eugene to school himself. But as Eugene stepped out of the car and began walking to class, with the entire squad trailing behind him like a security convoy, the stares from students became too much. He turned back to Ajax. Okay. I can't do this. Can you please tell them to stop following me? Please, Ajax replied. But I won't feel comfortable unless they're with you. Eugene pleaded. But do they really have to follow me into my class? Ajax hesitated, thinking it over. Yeah, that is a bit much. See? Eugene gave him a hopeful look. Ajax sighed in defeat. Fine, they'll wait out here. He handed Eugene a taser, to use on anyone who looks suspicious. After his classes, Eugene came out to meet Ajax. He was curious as to where Ajax wanted to take him to. Ajax drove them to a place that looked like a clinic. Eugene already figured out why they were there the moment they stepped in. Ajax took Eugene to see his cousin, James, a psychiatrist. Ajax introduced James to Eugene. Ajax paused after the introduction, watching Eugene's expression carefully. Eugene looked between them, then let out a small chuckle. You brought me to see your cousin who's a psychiatrist. Why are you looking at me like we're in some place we're not supposed to be? Ajax looked slightly embarrassed. I just didn't want you to feel like I'm forcing you to get help. Eugene stepped closer to him and wrapped his arms around him in a sudden, quiet hug. Thank you. Ajax smiled softly, hugging him back. James watched them from the side, surprised. He had never seen Ajax this soft with anyone before. In the days that followed, Eugene stayed with Ajax. It became routine. Ajax driving him to school when he had class, and to James for his appointments. And at night, they would fall asleep curled up in each other's arms. Eugene started getting better. He got his spark back, laughing and smiling genuinely, mostly because he had Ajax by his side again. Ajax was gentle with him, always making sure Eugene wasn't suffering anything on secret, and trying to make him happy all the time. They spent every day together, and Eugene, most times regretted letting go of Ajax, and missing all those years they could have been together. One day, after class ended, a girl named Lara walked over to Eugene and asked if the person who drove him to school, referring to Ajax, was single. Eugene asked why she wanted to know, and she replied that she liked him and wanted Eugene to help her talk to him. Eugene, jealousy clearly showing, said, "Sorry, He's not interested in you. Lara raised a brow. And he told you that? He doesn't have to, Eugene replied. Lara rolled her eyes. Never mind. I see your competition. I'll talk to him myself. Eugene gave a sarcastic good luck as she turned to leave. Seeing Ajax leaning on his motorbike, sleeves rolled up, hands in his pockets, looking as hot as ever, Lara smirked and walked toward him. As she got close, she purposely slipped herself into Ajax's arms. At that moment, Eugene stepped outside and spotted them. Ajax shot Lara a deadly glare, saying nothing but clearly signaling for her to move away. Lara didn't get the hint and kept clinging to him. Seeing them, a wave of jealousy tightened in Eugene's chest. Then, he intentionally tripped himself. Upon seeing him, Ajax immediately shoved Lara aside like she was nothing, causing her to hit the ground, and rushed to Eugene's side, not looking back once. Eugene pretended he couldn't walk, making Ajax carry him. In Ajax's arms, Eugene glanced at Lara with a smug look. Lara stood up, annoyed, and stormed off. Eugene quickly wiped the smug off his face, turning to Ajax, only to find Ajax already watching him. You're so good at acting, I almost believed you actually hurt your leg, Ajax said. With a sheepish smile, Eugene got down from his arms, but Ajax picked him up again, carrying him to the car. He sat Eugene in the passenger seat. As he reached across to buckle Eugene's seatbelt, his face lingered a little too close. I've never seen you so jealous, Ajax murmured with a smirk. You still love me? Eugene's breath caught in his throat. Just then, Ajax's hand slipped, and their lips brushed in a brief accidental kiss. Eugene blinked, stunned. When Ajax pulled back, Eugene instinctively leaned forward, chasing his lips. Ajax chuckled lowly and stepped away, closing the door. Still flustered, Eugene barely had time to catch his breath when the door suddenly opened again. Ajax leaned in quickly, placed a light peck on his lips, and shut the door again. Eugene stared ahead, frozen. Ajax got into the driver's seat like nothing had happened and started the car, completely unfazed. As they drove, they passed a cake shop, with a display of Eugene's favorite chocolate cake. Ajax stopped the car and went inside, returning with the cake and handing it to Eugene. You bought this for me? Eugene asked. Ajax nodded. Eugene smiled. Thank you. When they got home, they saw Celine waiting outside. Since Eugene had been spending so much time with Ajax, he hadn't had much chance to talk to her. Thinking of Eugene while passing by, she decided to visit. Naturally, Ajax immediately frowned when he saw her, and it only grew when Eugene excitedly got out of the car to greet her. Ajax rolled his eyes and walked past them into the house. He came back out to grab the cake he had bought for Eugene, storming back in. Annoyed, he opened the cake and aggressively stuffed his face with it, while glaring at the two of them through the window. Before he realized it, the entire cake was gone. Eugene came back inside to find the empty box. He took it, surprised. Did you finish the entire cake by yourself? I thought you bought it for me, Ajax responded. I changed my mind. Eugene bit his lip before asking, Are you jealous? Ajax immediately answered, Yes. Eugene was taken aback. He hadn't expected that. He clarified, Cece and I are just friends, even though we're kind of really close. Ajax scoffed. Cece? You even have pet names for each other? Eugene explained, It's just a short form of her name. Ajax replied, Celine is already short enough. It doesn't need to be shortened anymore. And I don't care if you're just friends or siblings. I don't like her. Eugene said, I'm sure you'll like her once you get to know her. Ajax asked, Do you like her? Eugene nodded. Very much. Ajax stared at him, disbelief on his face. Sulking, he grabbed the box and angrily dumped it in the trash, then stormed off to his room. Later that night, Ajax slept with his back to Eugene, still sulking. Eating the entire cake started catching up with him, and he began feeling stomach pains. He tried to play it cool, but Eugene noticed. Eugene reached out to touch him, trying to get him to face him, but Ajax kept pulling away. After several failed attempts, Eugene stopped, and Ajax suddenly turned toward him, grabbing his face and pulling him into a demanding kiss. When he pulled back, his eyes were dark and searching. Who do you like more? He said, voice low and slightly hoarse. Me or her? Eugene didn't answer. Instead, he crashed into Ajax, kissing him back, messy and hungry, fingers tangling into Ajax's hair. It was all heat and longing. Clothes were shed, kisses trailed down skin, their breaths mingled, ragged and hot. Moans were muffled against skin, every kiss, every thrust, every frantic touch. Even though they hadn't officially gotten back together, Eugene and Ajax still acted like a couple, doing couple things. Eugene badly wanted to make it official, but he didn't want to pressure Ajax. After all, it was his fault they broke up in the first place. It was Eugene's father's birthday, and he hosted a party attended by many affluent guests. Ajax offered to go with Eugene, but Eugene chose to go alone, planning to finally tell his father about his relationship with Ajax. At the party, as expected, his father brought up Eugene's relationship with Celine. Celine quickly clarified that they were just friends, and that she was already seeing someone else. Eugene took a deep breath, gathered all his courage, and said he also had someone he liked. His father stared at him with an unreadable expression, and said nothing more. After the party, he asked Eugene to follow him into his study. There, he brought out pictures of women from powerful families and told Eugene to pick one to marry after graduation. Eugene reminded him that he'd just said he already liked someone. His father's face darkened with anger, and he slapped Eugene across the face. Then he pulled out photos, pictures of Eugene with Ajax in intimate moments. Eugene stared at them, shocked. "Did you have someone spy on me?" His father replied, "If I didn't, how else would I know what you're up to?" Eugene said, "Well, since you already found out, that makes this easier." His father snapped, demanding he break up with Ajax immediately. Eugene refused. Another slap followed. His father accused him of being influenced by Ajax, to the point where he was now disobeying him. He said he wasn't asking. He was ordering Eugene to break up with Ajax. He didn't want his son ruining their reputation by dating a man, a criminal at that. But no matter how many times his father yelled, slapped, or hit him, Eugene didn't back down. He refused to end things with Ajax and endured everything in silence, without shedding a single tear. Finally, furious and exhausted, his father ordered him out. As Eugene turned to leave, his father hurled a coffee mug at him. It hit the back of his head and shattered. But Eugene didn't flinch. He simply walked out, without looking back. Eugene rode the bus home absent-mindedly, not even trusting himself to drive. As he neared the house, he opened his front camera to check his face. One look was enough. He definitely didn't want Ajax to see him like this. Back home, it was getting late, and Ajax was growing restless. Eugene hadn't returned or sent a message. Just as Ajax was about to call, his phone rang. "Eugene." Ajax immediately picked up. The moment he heard Eugene's voice, he knew something was wrong. Eugene lied. "I'm staying over at my father's tonight. I might stay for a few days." Ajax's heart dropped. "Is everything okay?" "Yeah, everything's fine," Eugene replied. "You're lying," Ajax said. "Are you trying to push me away again?" "No," Eugene whispered, barely audible. Ajax said, "Let me tell you, no matter how much you try to push me away again, I'm not going anywhere. Till you really don't love me anymore, then I'll leave you alone. You still love me, right?" Eugene nodded instinctively, even though Ajax couldn't see him. Ajax chuckled faintly. "Don't tell me you just nodded." Eugene looked around, wondering if Ajax was somehow watching him. "You have to say it out loud," Ajax said. "Yes, yes what?" Eugene bit his lip. "I love you." A soft, satisfied smile spread across Ajax's face. "What about you?" Eugene asked hesitantly, needing to hear it back. There was now silence. Eugene's heart dropped. Just as he was starting to feel crushed, Ajax's voice came through. "I love you, Gene." That was all it took. Eugene broke into sobs, the pain and emotion spilling out all at once. Ajax's voice immediately shifted, alert and worried. "Where are you?" "I'm coming to you." "I'm outside," Eugene managed through his tears. Ajax rushed out the door without hesitation. Eugene was already approaching the house. When they saw each other, Eugene didn't wait. He ran straight into Ajax's arms, crying. Ajax held him tightly, his hand gently stroking Eugene's hair, until he felt something wet. He pulled back and saw blood on his fingers. His heart stopped. He pulled Eugene back further, and there it was. His face bruised, swollen. Ajax's expression darkened. "Who did this to you? Was it your father?" Eugene didn't respond. He just leaned in again, needing the comfort of Ajax's arms more than anything else. Ajax was furious, but he swallowed it all down, in front of Eugene. He took Eugene to the hospital to get his wound checked. Thankfully, it wasn't serious. The wound was cleaned and dressed, but Ajax insisted Eugene stay the night, just in case anything else came up. That night, Ajax climbed into the hospital bed with Eugene, holding him close, waiting for him to fall asleep. The moment Ajax was certain Eugene had fallen asleep, he carefully slid out of the hospital bed, planting a soft kiss on Eugene's forehead. As the man slept, he was jolted awake by the loud roar of a chainsaw. Following the sound, he reached his door, just in time to see it fall off its hinges, revealing Ajax holding the saw. Eugene's father was in disbelief. "You?" Ajax gave a small wave. "Hi," he said casually, walking in and settling on the couch, crossing one leg over the other. "I was going to find you for a talk," Eugene's father said, "but I'm glad you brought yourself here." "I'm not here for chit-chat," Ajax replied. "You hurt someone I love and care about, and no one gets away with that." "Someone you love?" "He's my son," the man snapped. "That still doesn't give you the right to hurt him," Ajax shot back. Just then, Ajax's men came in and pinned him down, forcing him to kneel. Ajax wanted to return every bit of the pain Eugene's father had caused, tenfold. But he didn't want Eugene to be upset with him for hitting his father. So instead he said, "Slap yourself, just like you slapped Eugene. Keep going until I say stop." Eugene's father let out a sarcastic laugh. "I'd rather die than do that." Ajax pulled out a gun and fired a shot that grazed the man's ear. Shocked, Eugene's father froze. He realized Ajax was serious. He should have known better, especially after digging into Ajax's family background. Reluctantly, he gave himself a few light slaps. Ajax frowned. "What's that?" "Do it properly." The man kept up the weak slaps until Ajax, losing patience, stood up. His hand was adorned with spiked metal rings. He grabbed the man by the collar and slapped him hard across the face, knocking him down. Blood trickled from his mouth, and his cheek was scratched from the rings. Ajax's men pulled him back up to his knees. "Do it properly," Ajax warned, "or I'll take over." Dizzy and in pain, Eugene's father knew he couldn't take another hit like that, so he began, hitting himself harder, just as Ajax demanded. As he did, he thought about the evidence he had gathered on Ajax's family's illegal operations. Evidence he initially planned to submit to tear Ajax and Eugene apart. He kept slapping himself until his arms grew tired. Ajax still wasn't satisfied, but in a rush to return to Eugene before he woke up, he left, ordering his men to do whatever they wanted to him, except kill him. When Ajax got back, Eugene was still peacefully asleep. Quietly, he slipped into bed next to him and held him close, falling asleep by his side. The next morning, Eugene was woken up by his phone ringing. It was his father, who immediately started shouting, accusing him of getting his criminal boyfriend to beat him up. He warned Eugene that he was going to regret it, then ended the call by disowning him. Ajax was already awake, but pretended to still be asleep. After the call ended, Eugene said, "Get up. I know you're awake." Ajax slowly sat up, wearing a sheepish expression. Eugene asked, "Did you go to my father's place last night?" Ajax nodded guiltily. "And you beat him up?" Eugene asked. "Technically, he hit himself," Ajax replied. "You made him hit himself?" Eugene asked. "Are you mad?" Ajax said. "I get that he's your father, but you're also my boyfriend, someone I love and care about so much. I hate seeing you hurt, and I can never spare anyone who hurts you in any way." Eugene sighed, unsure of how to feel. He told Ajax he was worried about what his father might do in retaliation. He was sure he'd try to bring Ajax and his family down, maybe even get them all thrown in prison. Ajax said, "If you think your father can do anything to bring us down, then you underestimate us. We're practically untouchable." Eugene looked at him quietly, hoping Ajax was right, because he didn't want to ever be separated from him again. Eugene's father submitted all the evidence he had dug up about Ajax's family to the police, feeling satisfied when they assured him they'd act on it and have them caught. But right in front of his eyes, he watched them destroy it. He started arguing with the officers, demanding to know why they were destroying the evidence he had just brought in. In the middle of the chaos, he got an email saying his attorney license had been revoked. Before he could even process it, he was arrested on the spot for all the crimes he had committed, including faking evidence and taking bribes, backed by strong proof. He was overwhelmed. Everything was happening so fast. Soon, all the innocent people who had been unjustly imprisoned were released. When Eugene heard about his father's arrest, he felt nothing. Maybe he really didn't care about his father anymore. Ajax came to explain himself, saying he wasn't the one behind Eugene's father's arrest, but that it was his family's doing for trying to mess with them. Eugene replied, "I don't care. He disowned me anyway." Just then, A memory suddenly popped into his mind. Ajax calling him his boyfriend at the hospital. He turned sharply and asked, "Did you call me your boyfriend at the hospital the other day?" Ajax nodded, confused. "Aren't you?" Eugene looked at him and said, "Well, we never officially said we were getting back together, so I thought." Ajax asked, "What did you think we were then? Kissing and all that?" Eugene replied, "I just didn't want to assume." Ajax sighed, "Okay, listen then." He leaned in close to Eugene's ear. "You're mine, and I'm yours. I love you." And he pulled back to look at Eugene. "Do you love me?" Eugene nodded immediately. Ajax closed his eyes. "I can't see you." Eugene spoke up, "I love you." Ajax smiled, opening his eyes, and leaned in to kiss Eugene's lips. Now it's official. He kissed Eugene again, and Eugene kissed back eagerly, wrapping his arms around Ajax in a tight hug.